guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, back with another 2013 Marvel Legends figure review. This time we're looking at the red She-Hulk figure. Looking at Solid's review when he put his up and looking at the figure at Comic-Con, I thought this was going to be my favorite figure from the wave. But big surprise, disappointed yet again. Size-wise, she's pretty big. She's about 7¼ inches tall, so she's got the size thing down. Sculpt looks pretty good. I think from the waist up, the figure's pretty good. The hands are kind of small for me. They remind me of DC Universe Classics female figures with their super tiny hands. But the thing that makes it even worse is just look at the overall proportions of this figure. She's got these big giant legs and itty bitty arms. She has no arms at all compared to the rest of her body. They barely clear her hips. That looks terrible. It just looks stupid. Her arms, there's some musculature in there, and I know she's not supposed to be jacked like Hulk, but her arms are so small compared to her legs, if only in length. I mean, if I said that wrong, but even if it's only the length, it still looks bad. The musculature is not so far off, but the length is just weird. The proportions are off, and especially if you bend her arms to make her holding something or doing something, it just looks weird. It's like they took two figures and chopped them together like a really crappy custom. I don't know. And then, another thing that jumps out at me at first glance, this part's supposed to be glossy because it's part of her outfit. Why is the rest of her glossy? The metallic's nice. The paintwork on the torso is really, really good. The zipper, or not zipper, but the lining, the face paint, the stripe, and the hair, it's all a solid paintwork, but the figure's shiny. It's shinier than bad customs that I've seen where people put gloss on figures. I don't get what's going on here. Why is she so shiny? Maybe that's an aspect of the character I didn't read about in the comics, but I don't think she's supposed to be shiny. Hair's shiny, skin's shiny, everything's shiny except for the metallic and the gloves, and the painted hands for the gloves. Of course, they did a good job with the red and then the buckles even, but that's like the best paint job on the whole figure as far as not being shiny goes. The metallic looks really good. It makes the sculpt of the stomach area look nice. Like right here, this part of the figure is really good. And then it's just shiny. So shiny. No seam or no sculpt work at the ankle. So being an all new sculpt, I was just hoping for more. I was hoping that they would have made the proportions better and not made it out of McDonald's Happy Meal plastic. But they did. So what are you going to do? This part's not shiny, by the way, because that's painted. So that part doesn't look bad. Alright, let's talk about the figure. She comes with this, talk about the figure more. She comes with this sword, knife, axe thing. And it's okay, it's got gray plastic, and then it's got this red plastic, or red metallic paint on it, which is okay, and I don't mind accessories. I love getting accessories with a figure, but not at the expense of the figure. They could have given us a good ab, or a good twist here, or waist twist. I don't mind this one so much, but everybody knows the diaphragm joint is almost useless. A nice ab crunch and a waist twist is way better than this kind of joint personally. So save the money on this. Give us the right articulation, give us good proportions, give us a better paint job, not as in not being shiny and all that kind of stuff. But that being said, we do have an accessory, so accessories are always nice. She can hold it. She has one hand for holding it and one fist hand. And that's about it for the accessories. The sculpt of the hair is really nice. The head sculpt is really nice. I really do like that head sculpt. Even though the lip paint is off, it's still... what is going on with the camera here? It still looks pretty good. The hair is soft, so it doesn't get in the way too much if you want to have her look down, which would probably be good since she's so tall. You can rotate her head, so that's pretty nice. She's got the collar for her outfit in there. They did a good job with the sculpt work other than the gigantic legs. Ball disc shoulders, bicep swivel, single jointed elbow. This is that Hasbro design elbow with that swivel in there, so it's not the best sculpt, or I mean not the best piece of articulation, but it does work. She has a wrist twist and a wrist pivot, and you already saw the diaphragm joint. As far as diaphragm joints go, it's pretty good, but it's still not as good as an ab crunch and a waist twist. What are you going to do? The hips are like this weird Y-jointed non-ball disc hips. Actually, it's not even a Y joint. It almost goes straight up. You can kind of see that in there. So in order to bring the legs forward, you have to twist them around like a Y and then bring them forward and rotate them, which actually isn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. So that's not a huge deal. But it could have been better if they did a T joint, I think. Yeah, whatever. Double jointed knees, and then an ankle pivot with the new ankle rocker on there. So I don't know. I mean, she'll make an okay display piece. You put her on the shelf with other characters and all, and she'll be okay. But again, it's not gonna impress you too much once you get it in hand. There are some things this figure does really well. I love the sculpt from here up, minus the tiny hands. They should be a little bit bigger. And it does have a nice look to it if it wasn't glossy. So it's a good figure that could have been great, and has definitely more than its fair share of problems. So there it is, guys. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the rest of the Marvel Legends 2013 figure reviews. And in the meantime, keep collecting.